Meet Josh. Josh is Mr. Convenient. He loves to do everything conveniently, like request cab services with a smartphone, grocery shopping online, make payment and bank transfers with his phone, and more. But something else makes him tick, and everyone wants to know what it is. Well, Josh buys and sells stocks all by himself online, and his trade secret? Stock Trade. It's easy. He logs on to www.armstocktrade.com and buys and sells stocks, subscribes for treasury bills and government bonds, views all his portfolios at a glance, stays on top of news and market trends, executes his trading fast, and he does this and more all by himself. Now, that's what makes Josh the coolest guy. Wouldn't you rather be like Josh? Get on board. Log on to www.armstocktrade.com or download the ARM Stock Trade app on Google Play Store or Apple iOS Store and make money now.
With critical focus on the Nigerian economy, we see the bigger picture.
And a bit of news, Nigeria, India trade.
Business Express on Smooth 98.1.
Business Express on Smooth 98.1. Brought to you by ARA. Local and global market opportunities safely at your fingertips.
Smooth 98.1, love music, love life. I'm Ayo Mairo Essay. It's a lovely Tuesday morning, a wet, rainy one. But it's time for Business Express 981, and I have Rotus with me here. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Ayo, and good morning to everyone out there. Hope everybody's, staying dry.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
All right, Rotus isn't alone. We have joining us from ARM, Temitayo Peters. Good morning, Temitayo.
Good morning, Aya. Good morning, Rotus. Thanks for having me this morning.
Excellent.
Pleasure to be here.
Good to have you. All right, if you'd like to join the conversation, we have just a few more minutes to go. You can do so using our WhatsApp platform, 0809-444-0981, or send us a tweet at Smooth981FM. Use the hashtag Business Express 981. We're streaming live on YouTube as well, so you can watch us from there.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ayo. So, Lagos, Temitayo Peters is breweries and fixed income analyst with ARM. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I want to talk about what the analysts cover. So it's very interesting that we have a breweries analyst with us, because just yesterday, or was it the day before, the CEO of Diageo, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, the parent company of Guinness, they put out a press statement yesterday, which I kind of thought was a bit optimistic. In the press release, he says he expects alcohol sales to improve as restaurants and bars gradually open. So again, this is coming from the parent company of Guinness, from the CEO of Diageo PLC, Mr. Ivan Menezes. Mr. Ivan Menezes. So, Temitayo, what do you make of his comments? I think he was speaking globally, not just in Nigeria. What do you make? Do you think he was being a bit optimistic? What do you think about him saying that alcohol sales will slowly climb as restaurants and bars open up?
I'm fully on board with him. I think I have no reason to doubt that comment. We've seen, if you look at their Q2 numbers just globally as well, we saw the impact of the lockdown had on their beer volumes. I think in Europe and in the Americas region, we're talking between 8 to 15% from around that, like I said, from Q2. And as markets start to open again, as bars and pubs start to open, we saw governments put in place policies to encourage people to come back outside. The Eat Out to Help Out in the UK, for example. It makes sense that those numbers, especially on a quarter-on-quarter basis, would lead to an increase in volumes. There might probably still be a decline, as obviously, there's probably still people still afraid to go outside. There's still restrictions on the number of people that can be out together. So there might still be a decline, but fully on board with his outlook that there could be a quarter-on-quarter increase as outside starts to open again, bars and pubs. We should probably even see that in their Q3 numbers. I think there's been, nowadays, recently it seems like in the West, especially in Europe, they were going back towards a lockdown, but then the impact of that will probably be seen in their Q4 numbers. But especially around Q3, we should probably see that quarter-on-quarter improvement from Q2.
All right. Thank you for that, and thank you for mentioning that, because I did want to bring that up. Boris Johnson in the UK, he's put in some, I think you just mentioned it now, the 10 o'clock curfew time for pubs and bars and restaurants. I didn't even factor this in. Some of the restaurant owners and business owners that they spoke to, they said, well, if you're putting in a curfew at 10 p.m., that means I have to start closing shop at 9 p.m., which means from 8 p.m. I have to start getting ready to shut down. So that's, almost 2 hours lost there, and they say it's been significantly affecting them. Also in France, I think in Marseille and the island of Guadeloupe, or Guadeloupe, however it's pronounced. So are those not possible headwinds that can, affect this possible rosy outlook, this optimistic outlook he has for alcohol sales to be increasing?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, those would definitely stall the improvement that he's hoping for. But if you look at it, like I said, on a quarter-on-quarter basis, where they're coming from, maybe a few months ago, these stores weren't even open at all, so you couldn't get drinks there. You had to buy your drinks from stores, and I know people who, eventually you get tired of just drinking at home. You want that pub feel. So there's still going to be that improvement with the fact that up to 8, especially on weekends, you can spend all your day up to 8 in the pub. So those will be reflected in numbers for the quarter. Obviously, it's still not ideal. You'd probably want to open another 4 hours to get that higher boost. But, you take what you can get right now. And I think it would lead to an improvement in terms of quarter-on-quarter. But because of where we're going to now with, like you said, from 8, pretty much you have to start closing from 8. That's why I think it will still be a year-on-year decline globally. But if I want to bring this down to our domestic Nigerian market, it should probably be a similar story. We can probably expect a quarter-on-quarter increase. I know we got a curfew till 12, and there's still restrictions on places that can open and amount of people that can gather. So again, that would probably keep eating into our recovery of our brewery sector here, especially on a year-on-year basis.
All right, thank you for that. In fact, I have more questions on the Nigerian market, but we've got some comments, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, MI from Makoka says, cautious optimist. The shock value will take a while to dissipate. We're still looking at which country will manage the second wave, if there's any. The agoraphobia will linger. Remember, government policies on COVID and socio-economic activities that are joined at the hip. For once, let's blame it on alcohol.
Who was that? It was MI. The song, T-Pain. I think it was T-Pain.
Yes,
T-Pain and Jamie Foxx or so. MI, thank you for that. Someone is asking, I don't know what company this is, an e-commerce.
Chi e-commerce that people are investing in now. Have you heard?
I haven't heard of them. I'll look it up. I haven't heard of those guys, but I'll take a look. Okay, Temitayo. Okay, so back on Nigeria now. Oktoberfest is 2 days, day after tomorrow. It's only one day, public holiday. I expect some people to buy drinks to celebrate the Nigeria 60th Independence Day. Does that in any way factor into sales, or is that just it's one day so it can't count? So what do you think?
It is just one day, so and if you want to get here over the quarter, it probably won't factor that much. It might be a minor bump, a boost, but like you said, rightly said, it is one day, so we don't know how it probably won't have that much impact over the whole quarter, especially now. We still have a curfew here in Lagos, and the comment was right as well. People still afraid to go out. I know a couple of my guys, even though the curfew has been moved to 12 and some places are open, they still refuse to go out. So there'll be a number of people there. So I doubt the boost won't be as large as probably if you had seen it last year. Where you could go out and fully celebrate. And again, the fact that it's also a Thursday, there's still work on Friday. So, again, that just eats into that as well.
Got it. Thank you for that. Okay, so what about the the headwinds that the brewery sector in Nigeria was facing prior to COVID, are those still, I mean, the excise duties, consumer disposable income, so on and so forth? Are those headwinds, are they still in existence? Are they still there? Are they still challenges for the brewery sector?
There are still challenges there. I think the thing about this pandemic is we've forgotten what issues that we were worried about in the sector in the first place. This has come to the front of everybody's mind, and we've kind of forgotten where we're coming from. The beer segment in particular suffered from low margins following, I think, 2-3 increases in excise duty, and even this year they had the increase in VAT. Previously, they'd been unwilling to increase prices following excise duty, but we did see some increase in price following the higher VAT at the start of this year, and that ate into their sales. I mean, I think obviously lockdown started end of March, so that probably had some effect on the declines we saw in Q1. But overall, I mean, I think the increase in price played a huge role in the decline we saw in Q1. And obviously, again, disposable income is not even where it was at the start of the year. So even after all the lockdown measures are reduced, there's still worries about the segment, about the sector. The inability to fully increase prices, disposable income, and for these reasons, we're still neutral on the sector. We want to see how what's the word, imaginative they can be to combat these non-pandemic related issues.
Thank you for that, Yinka.
Talking about disposable income, I was expecting someone to give this, to send this kind of comment, and Yinka didn't disappoint. Buy drinks and celebrate what he says. With which money?
Yinka, we're on the marketplace yesterday. We're just going back and forth about electricity tariffs.
Oh, gosh.
Yinka is the best. No, Yinka is the man on the street. Yinka is the man on the ground. I think we're
MI from Akoka again says, I don't see independent drinking spiking the curve. If you say a quarter to include Yuletide, then maybe. Ain't not many people drinking away their sorrows. Lower disposable income is slowly making alcohol a luxury item for most people. Even dirty December will be clean this year because of more empty pockets. And then this is Waymaker saying, hello Smith, I think the Diageo MD is right, courteously though. However, the lifestyle economics for people in the third world countries like ours, beer consumption will most likely be halved by everyday Nigeria. How about they partner with businesses and make me order, my drinks online cheaply? How about they have design places where I can use my cards to buy it? Because if they're expecting people to gather like pre-2020, that may not happen in the next 2 years. People are still cautious with Jai. So 500 naira, drinks can't come and give me corona. Oh, nice one. That's
clever stuff. Clever stuff. Let's see. We still got about
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, in 1 minute, Temitayo, real quick. I might mention it in his message. The Christmas period again. That you're expecting that to be nowhere near 2019, and also that to be down as well. But yeah.
Yeah, nowhere near 2019. Again, it depends on where we are with the lockdown restrictions. Not just here, but globally as well. The people that, a lot of people come back home for Christmas, but if they come back and they go back, are they going to face quarantine? Do they want to go through all that? Again, if we still have a curfew here, I mean, it's too hard. It's too early to tell what that will look like, obviously, but it's almost certain to be a year-on-year decline. But in the quarter-on-quarter increases, it depends on where we are, globally in terms of pandemic and how much people feel comfortable coming out. But it's not looking good. It's not going to be what we saw in 2019 or 2018.
Thank you for that. In fact, the news, Ayo, we've crossed 1 million, I think, global deaths. Yeah.
Yes.
And this second wave thing is really giving me it's making me worried. But anyway, we'll see how things go.
Some parts of Europe have locally locked down. So they've gone back to lockdown.
Yeah, and then America is coming. Temitayo Peters of ARM Breweries and fixed. We didn't even get the chance to talk about fixed income. I guess next time we'll talk fixed income. It was let's talk about the rates are so low. Anyway, Temitayo, exactly, they remain low. So you guys should check out ARM armstocktrade.com, their website to open up a portfolio account, and of course talk to financial analysts like our financial advisors and analysts like Temitayo that can guide you in buying stocks and so on and so forth. armstocktrade.com. Temitayo Peters of ARM, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everybody for sending your messages. Ayo, thank you for always being cheery.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rotus.
Hey, you're great.
All right, lovely. Thank you, Temitayo. All right, Lagos and the rest of the world. It's a rainy morning. However, we hope to bring the sunshine in your cars or in your home or wherever you're listening to us from. So please stay tuned. We have some great music lined up just for you. And then at 7:30, I'll be joined by Namdi to analyze today's national news headline story. So do well to join us at 7:30. That's Namdi and Audrey will be joining me this morning. I have a lot of things to talk about, Reuters. So apparently they found a huge sum of money in...
I trust them.
Personal account.
I trust Nigerians.
And so we're going to be talking about that. So do join us at 7:30. Good morning.
Business Express on Smooth 98.1. Brought to you by ARM. Local and global market opportunities safely at your fingertips.
Smooth 98.1.
Meet Josh. Josh is Mr. Convenient. He loves doing everything conveniently, like requesting cab services with his smartphone, grocery shopping online, make payments and bank transfers with his phone, and more. But something else makes him tick, and everyone wants to know what it is. Well, Josh buys and sells stocks all by himself online, and his trading secret, ARM Stock Trade. It's easy. He logs on to www.armstocktrade.com and buys and sells stocks, subscribes for treasury bills and government bonds, views all his portfolio at a glance, stays on top of news and market trends, executes his trading fast, and he does these and more, all by himself. Now that's what makes Josh the coolest guy. Won't you rather be like Josh? Get on board. Log on to www.armstocktrade.com and make money now.